You ready? You got me running. Shake it, shake that. Raise your hands up. Raise them out.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us again for another currency call. It is Wednesday, the 26th of January, and happy Australia Day as well from sunny Perth today. But we are doing the currency call, and we are looking at the pound and also the euro pound for Wednesday. But just before we do get into that, we will just do a quick risk disclaimer as well. So I'll just share this too, just before we get into the final points of the session for today, and I'll full screen that. Any information shared in this video is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speakers. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades, because we will be going through some trade ideas as well. And it's just important, if you don't understand anything about it, please feel free to ask questions, especially for the LCMS Trader Club members. And if you are looking to be a trading club member as well, make sure you visit the Jindal Thai website and get involved in the LCMS Traders Club. So no key fundamental news to look into with Gimme to start the call. So I'll get into the US dollar index. And just going through it as well, I saw this is just a 1 hour time frame. So as you can see, we have made a fresh high from recent days. We hit 96, nearly 96.30, and we did pull back. So this wasn't even into the actual US equities open, and we did start pulling back a little bit, and we saw equities somewhat stabilized, but it's still it's volatile and volatile more to the downside still. And we've been seeing that in the Australian market as well. Australian stocks are not open today, so will be interesting to see how they digest the FOMC, which was previewed in yesterday's currency call. So make sure you do check that out. And we do have the 8 o'clock evening call, GMT plus 8 this evening, just to go through a few reminders. And also we've got a little bit on the Bank of Canada as well. But just looking at the chart here now, we are below 96.00, and really what we could see with the news that's out this evening, which is not a lot. I mean, the main event is, as we've covered previously, being the FOMC, but we've got not a lot in the meantime. So we could see very much sideways markets. And then just touching base on what we did see, I did notice 11 o'clock last night, we did have the CB consumer confidence that did beat expectations, which was interesting. But, frankly, not a high impact news event. It's all waiting on now what Jerome Powell says. We've got the FOMC press conference at 3:30 tomorrow morning. And again, make sure you are in the 8 p.m. call tonight, GMT plus 8, just to really get a gauge on what's going on, and just, to focus on what the markets are doing in the lead up to that event as well. So with that, sideways on the US dollar, it's most likely expected. We have seen previously in the lead up, and I just want to quickly go back to the charts as well, in the lead up to the opening of the US markets as well. And so my chart is calibrated to GMT plus 8. So what that means is that 10:30 is opening, and I'm just trying to find my cursor here. There we go. All right, so we've had the run up again in the evening and then pull back, and then we've had the run up, pull back. We've had, again, I think it happened here, a bit of a run up, although this was into the actual trading session. So recent pattern has developed. So let's see if that's the case. And I quickly want to just have a look at the S&P 500 as well, just to get an idea of what happened. Now I want to go to the daily chart here. And so it was a down day, but it didn't close near its lows though. So we did obviously come off a little bit from that would have been Monday's close. This was Tuesday's close, and then we'll have to wait and see what happens. So we were down 1.22% still as well, but we did find a bit of a base down at the 42.26, which we haven't visited since July last year. So it's pretty much 6 months or so. Definitely, it's going to be interesting to see what plays out tomorrow morning, very early tomorrow morning, guys. So my thoughts on the US dollar sideways until we see how markets react. I personally am leaning towards, it's not going to be overly hawkish, but the market's very sensitive to any hawkish comments about the balance sheet and what they're going to do with that, and then quantitative easing, and then any projections on the first interest rate rise. So I think it's going to be down immediately. The US dollar is going to be up, and then it'll just take, you know, a few hours to stabilize like we've seen recently. We might have a few different pieces of information as well. So be very focused on that. Don't just sort of jump in with big signs. I would say wait and be a little bit patient on what the markets do, because we can see different points of view and it's confusing to the markets. And we've seen that with NFP figures, with unemployment rates and NFP missing, and markets can be a little bit all over the place. So wait at least, you know, 30 minutes is what I'll be doing anyway. But I don't think I will actually trade the event, to be honest. But those are my thoughts there, guys, on the US dollar index. Now, we do have the pound against the US dollar and the euro pound in focus now with Gimme. So over to you now.
All right, thank you, Scott. Okay, market today is going to be pretty quiet, I would say. All right, because like what Scott has mentioned, of the upcoming FOMC meeting. All right, let's just take a look at the charts for today. Starting off with pound dollar. Okay, so on Monday, okay, Monday evening session, okay, with the Traders Club members, I actually highlighted that you know, I was looking for a sell entry, correct? So it was, I think, around this candle over here, okay, that I actually, well, we were actually having that session, the evening session, and then I indicated that a sell entry, okay, would be at 1.348, which is this middle purple line, horizontal line over here, okay. In the end, it actually triggered and it went close to the take profit of 1.343, which I think it's, yeah, it's close to some 50 pips before actually bouncing back. So I think I actually wanted to highlight this trade idea for, you know, because of there's one message to be taken away over here. Like from time to time, you may hear me say, especially this period of time, okay, you may hear me say that you know, try to keep our trades short term, okay, because of volatility and things like that. All right, we may have potential profit levels set at anywhere, okay, but we do not necessarily need to wait for prices to hit that level before closing our trades, okay. And in this particular trade idea, okay, it actually, well, you know, show the whole thing, right? See that price actually come close to 1.343 for twice, okay. The second time it actually came down was 25th of January. So before actually, you know, taking a strong retracement, I think it was yesterday, you know, yesterday that it actually came down and then went all the way back up, all right. And then eventually, I think it actually touches the stop loss just around this candle, okay, this current H4 candle, so hours ago. So I hope, okay, this is this actually exemplifies why we don't really need to wait for trades to hit our take profit level before we can actually close for potential profits. Okay, because the recent downward move has been caused by this whole geopolitical issue going on between Ukraine and Russia, and because of and also because of a potential hawkish tone coming from the FOMC. Okay, that actually led to a strengthening of both issues actually led to strengthening of the US dollar. Okay, first issue, it actually boosted the safe haven US dollar. Second issue is directly related to US dollar, okay, causing it to strengthen, right? So, things like that happen, and then it may actually cause a retracement, I would say, okay, because you can't expect it tries to keep moving downwards until I don't know, below 1.3, okay, pound dollar. It's too far down already, right? So there will be a time whereby there's a pause or there's a consolidation or even a retracement, okay? And right now it seems like this is actually a retracement until, well, if the Fed were to, be more hawkish tomorrow at 0,300 GMT plus 8, okay, then we may actually be seeing further strengthening of the US dollar and hence further downside on pound dollar, all right? So at the moment, okay, as of now, trade idea, all right, any new trade ideas, on pound dollar, we will need to wait for the FOMC, okay? My view at the moment, okay, although I'll be talking about it more tonight at the Traders Club, all right, evening session, my view at the moment is for the FOMC to be more hawkish, okay? Although, although I've mentioned during yesterday's call, daily currency call, that I'm not expecting the FOMC to carry out any changes, okay, but we can expect them to provide more information, okay, in terms of interest rate timeline and maybe perhaps timeline for bond unloadings, okay, and things like that, right? So personally, I feel that the information that they'll provide us with, if any, okay, will be pretty positive. Positive meaning, something like an earlier rate hike or maybe some playing of words, okay, to indicate that the central bank may actually carry out things faster than expected, okay. Basically, faster policy tightening, okay, faster monetary policy tightening is what I'm actually expecting the central bank to deliver tonight. Oh, sorry, tomorrow at 300 GMT plus 8, okay. Hence, I'm expecting US dollar to strengthen during the meeting and maybe after the meeting, shortly after the meeting as well, okay. So I will be looking for selling opportunities, but okay, although right now I cannot really give you guys a level, okay, but at the moment, the most, I would say the most, one of the most crucial level that I'll be paying attention to is the 1.35 level, okay. Let me just mark it as a solid line over here, solid red line over here, all right, 1.35 level. So, expecting the central bank to be hawkish means I'm expecting the US dollar to strengthen against the pound, right? But at the moment, British pound, okay, against the dollar has already traded above 1.35. Well, the retracement managed to push it back up since yesterday, okay? So right now, okay, or tomorrow, okay, if a hawkish tone were to be sent out by the Federal Reserve, okay, then I will need to wait for pound dollar to break below 1.35, okay, before looking for further selling opportunities, all right? So that is for pound dollar, okay? Then let's take a look at the euro pound as well, all right? Similarly, it was on Monday evening during the Traders Club session, okay, that I actually shared a euro pound trade idea, okay, to sell at 0.837. Okay, it has already hit the sell entry, all right, with a stop loss level at 0.843, stop loss of 60 pips, and a potential take profit at the 0.812 level over here, okay, which is way far below, all right, which is, I think, 250 pips, okay. So once again, okay, a reminder, take profit potential take profit level is just a level that we set there in the case whereby, you know, there's a strong move that pushes it towards that level. Okay, then, you know, it's good for us. Okay. However, if not, it's not always the case that this will happen. All right. In a scenario whereby, you know, like right now it's just hovering and things like that, you know, you guys may actually close it for a profit. Okay. But of course, for the past 1 day, okay, it has hit the low of 0.8358, which is probably just like some 12 pips below the entry level. Of course, right now, if you were to ask me, is this trade still valid? Is this trade idea still valid? Okay. Personally, I would say yes, it is still valid. Okay. So how will the Federal Reserve meeting, okay, announcement tomorrow have an impact on Euro Pound? Seriously, it really depends on traders, how the market participants will react already, because Euro Pound, you know, well, FOMC has little to do with Euro Pound, right? ECB or the Bank of England. But we know that the Bank of England has already started hiking interest rates, and the European Central Bank is, like what the President Lagarde has mentioned, okay, they are not expecting any interest rate coming in for 2022, okay, and because of that, you know, in terms of monetary policy, European Central Bank is more dovish than the Bank of England, okay. So I'm still looking for downside on the Euro Pound, okay. So at the moment, if you guys are holding on to this trade, yeah, I would say, you know, it's still viable to hold on to this trade, although we have an FOMC coming up, okay. But later on, I mean, if you guys don't feel comfortable holding on to this trade, you know, then yeah, feel free to close it. Right now it's actually at break-even level, okay. So yeah, that's for Euro Pound, okay. I will talk more about Euro Pound probably next Tuesday, okay, next Tuesday. So any questions on the trade idea? If there's no questions, okay, just a quick reminder. Just a quick reminder that the Bank of Canada will also be announcing their monetary policy decision, okay, later today at 2300 GMT plus 8. All right. So Traders Club members, okay, there will be a call tonight at 2000 GMT plus 8. Okay. I will do a final last minute review of the Bank of Canada and the Federal Reserve meeting. Okay, that will be held tomorrow morning. All right. Other than that, probably spot some. I'll probably spot some you know, short-term trade ideas that we guys can trade for Bank of Canada and the FOMC meeting. All right. Then Scott himself will be going through some equities coverage as well. All right. So any questions that you guys have, yeah, just feel free to bring it to the session tonight. All right. So if no questions at the moment, all right, I'll be seeing you guys tonight. Okay. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow at the daily currency call at the same time at 11 GMT plus 8. For now, take care. Have a good afternoon or maybe morning. Okay. And I'll see you guys tonight. Bye-bye for now.